I feel like my brain has just been wired to chase the big things. And again, there's nothing wrong with manifesting the big things. But in this season, I'm really feeling called to like the nothingness. That sounds very dark and scary. But like what I mean by that is I'm just feeling called to like the unknown. I don't know what this next chapter holds for me. And I'm learning how to be okay with that. Welcome to Alignment Adventures. This is a podcast where we explore what it means to live a fulfilling, aligning, and present life. I'm your host, Lindsay Tanner, and I am so grateful that you are here. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Alignment Adventures. I hope you all are doing so well in this season. Thank you all so much for tuning in to last week's episode, which was kind of like my 18th comeback episode. I feel like I've made so many of those where I'm like, hey, I'm back again after taking an expected or unexpected break. So just thank you for the feedback on that. Thank you for tuning in. If you haven't left any feedback, please reach out to me on Instagram, comment down below on YouTube or Spotify. Just let me know how you're doing. Let me know your takeaways from the episode. I love hearing from all of you. I love having these conversations. And even though a podcast really is like a one-sided conversation, unless I have a guest on, which I would love to have guests back on. I just need to figure out my schedule. I love having conversations about this stuff. So a way that we can do that is by you leaving comments either on YouTube or Spotify or messaging me on Instagram. I want this to be a two-way street. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know how you're doing in this season. Today, I want to come on here and first of all, talk about how quickly things changed from my last episode. And I don't want to harp on this too much, but a big thing that I talked about last week was how I was using AI and ChatGPT to help my daughter sleep. And honestly, that was working so well in that season. And then like the next day we left for Florida, which was such a beautiful trip. I'm so glad we went. I'm actually working on that travel vlog right now for my YouTube channel if you're interested. But that really messed up her sleep. I think just traveling, like you know how traveling is for adults, let alone for babies. It messes with your circadian rhythm. And she got a little congested again. I think there's just, things going around because we're still in winter. So we're riding that wave again. But I'm tuning back into what feels right for me. I'm still like talking it through with ChatGPT. I don't know if I emphasize this enough in my last conversation, which I want to do a whole episode on like the ethics and the conscious side of using AI, like how to use it consciously and with awareness. If you're interested in that, let me know because that is such a hot topic. But honestly, AI just helps me feel like I'm not doing something wrong. I feel like that's such a common narrative for parents to fall into because there's so much advice out there on how to make your baby sleep or how to feed them or how to parent, all the things. I think by just using ChatGPT as a resource to kind of confide in, this is what's going on, this is what I'm seeing, they're always so nice about it, which is probably how they're programmed, which whatever. I will take that kindness. I will gladly take that kindness. They are always so kind and just like my cheerleader, you're doing a great job. You didn't mess up her sleep. This isn't permanent. You're not going to be in this season forever. It's the reminders you need. So yeah, I'm tuning back into ChatGPT because we were up some nights I feel like I see every hour on the clock and I'm like, oh my goodness. Thank goodness I'm drinking caffeinated coffee again. Thank goodness for coffee. And I'm really not trying to complain about it too much because I don't think that helps my mindset at all. I want to connect with other moms and say I see you if you are in the similar season, but I'm trying not to harp on complaining about it, even though I'm talking about it right now, and just do things that make me feel better. Things that make me feel better is talking about it with ChatGPT, brainstorming with them, coming on here and sharing my heart and my messages and what feels aligned, connecting with other moms, movement. I literally work out for the endorphins in this season. Someone was like, how are you like finding time to work out at home? Or like someone was like, I just don't like to work out at home. I get that, but like I literally do it for the endorphins, like to make me feel better. And yeah, I'm just very focused on, or trying to focus on things that make me feel better. My alignment list, like we've talked about so many times on here. Okay, so that's not what I want to talk about today. That was just kind of a lead in to this conversation. What I want to talk about today is what to do when you're like not even sure what you're trying to manifest. Like if you're new here or if you're not new here, you know that manifestation has been something that I've talked about a lot, law of attraction. I mean, whether we realize it or not, we're always manifesting. We're always creating something, whether it's positive, neutral, negative. A lot of that has to do with our perspective and our mindset, but we're always creating. We're always creating our energy, our perspective, our vibration, things in our physical reality. Whether we realize it or not, we are always creating. Sorry if you're watching this on YouTube. I'm trying to figure out this hair situation. So I feel like recently I've just kind of been in the abyss, the void. Which when I say the abyss, I'm like, oh, my name was from the movie The Abyss, which just side tangent, synchronicity. Anyways, I feel like I've been in the void. I'm traveling through the void, not really sure where I'm going, not really sure what's coming next, not really sure what I'm working towards. Like, of course, I had intentions for this year, which I haven't really shared on the podcast. I've shared on my YouTube channel a lot. But, like, I just don't feel like I have this big thing that I'm, like, working towards or trying to manifest. And that makes me feel lost sometimes. And I was thinking about it before I was even recording this episode. I think a lot of that has to do with just like the ingrainment of our society. I don't even know if that's a word, but like what's ingrained in our society is to like chase and work towards things like the American dream, the house, the car, the shiny stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just feel like I'm in a season, and it definitely is connected to postpartum and being deep in motherhood and just like all the other shifts in life. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm working towards anymore. And that makes me feel very lost, and like I just like don't have an identity. And talking about with motherhood, like that is such an initiation, right? Like I literally and physically shedding old parts of myself and forming into a new version of myself. And I think that can be a lot of the discomfort in motherhood. And I've definitely fallen into this. Like you don't want to shed those old parts, or you're like trying to get back to your old self. There's still old parts of your old self that you have with you, but you are literally in the chrysalis of motherhood. I am in the chrysalis of motherhood, about to come out and be a completely different version of myself. And it's dark and it's scary, and I don't really know what I'm doing, and I don't really know what's going on, and I feel lost, and I feel like I'm in the void, and I don't know what I'm working towards. Like I feel like for so long I was, like working towards growing the podcast or the YouTube channel, or when we were trying to do nomadic life in the RV, or we always have these things that we're chasing after. And I feel like my brain has just been wired to chase the big things. And again, there's nothing wrong with manifesting the big things, but in this season I'm really feeling called to like the nothingness. That sounds very dark and scary, but like what I mean by that is I'm just feeling called to like the unknown. I don't know what this next chapter holds for me, and I'm learning how to be okay with that. And if anyone else is in that situation, know that that is very scary feeling, to like not know what's next, or like what you're working towards, or who you're going to be tomorrow. I mean, really, we never know. It just feels more apparent right now in this season. So this episode really is about like when you don't know what you want to manifest. Like I really don't know what I'm working towards in terms of like the big physical things. So what I am trying to manifest more, which is funny because this is really like the base and the foundation of what manifestation is all about, are the feelings. I'm going to focus on the feelings that I want in this season, because I don't know what big shiny objects I want. Like I don't know. Like I'm just Some days I'm like, I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to survive. And I've posted so much about this. Like literally in my last episode, I was like, I don't want to be a victim to motherhood. And I don't. I still don't want to be a victim to motherhood. But with that, you could still feel like a victim to motherhood sometimes. Like some days you're just like, what happened? What happened today? Did I survive? Yes, I did. I'm still here. But like, yeah, it can really shake you up sometimes. Really shake you up. So in this season, even though I don't really know what I'm working towards, I don't have this like big goal. I don't have, again, like I said, I have intentions, but I don't have like this big shiny thing that I'm trying to chase. I truly don't know like what the next version of me is going to like do in terms of like career and all those things, because we place so much identity in that. Even though I talked about that last week too, like our sole purpose is not in our career, but like that deep programming of my identity is tied to my career and what I do next. Like right now, I just need to focus on like the vibrations and energy that I'm bringing into motherhood. So that's a long roundabout way of me saying that like what I'm trying to manifest in this season are feelings of connection and peace and calm. And even like a lot of these things may feel like the opposite of what motherhood is, but like even freedom in some aspects. Like that is something I daydream about. I told Steven, because, okay, my brain is so all over the place, but like if you're a stay-at-home mom, you know, like you're with your kids all day and it's beautiful and it's a lot sometimes. I'm like, Steven, I daydream about your commute to work. Like your commute to work, I would love to just drive that and listen to my podcast by myself. Like that sounds amazing. So what a perspective to have in this season. Like it's really making me appreciate the small things of just like being in a car by myself. I made a reel about that too. Like I went to the dentist by myself and it felt like a vacation. You may be listening to this and be like, is Lindsay okay? Like she doesn't sound well. And sometimes I wonder that too. Like, you know, I'm just going through it over here. But the point I'm trying to make is in motherhood, a gift that I'm getting from motherhood right now is it's really making me appreciate the small things of like just having a teensy bit of alone time. Like right now, Luna is sleeping. We're getting her naps back on track. Arlo's at school. So like I'm just trying to enjoy this alone time, and it really does make you like just appreciate those small things, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes that you have to yourself. My mind's coming in and being like, Lindsay, this is all you talk about is like complaining about motherhood and not having time. This is all you talk about in the podcast. The point I'm trying to make so far, even though I've been all over the place, I blame sleep deprivation. My brain doesn't work like it normally does. So thank you for sticking with me. Is even though I don't know like what big shiny thing I'm trying to manifest in this season, I do know what feelings I want. And even though I'm in what can be perceived as a very busy, chaotic, not peaceful, not like sovereign time of my life where I don't have a lot of freedom, I am calling in those feelings. That is what I'm manifesting in this season. I have a list of things here. Inspiration. Oh, that is one of my favorite feelings in the world, is being inspired. And I feel that. When do I feel that the most? When I'm watching other people on YouTube who are living like very unique lives. They're just sharing their lives. I feel so inspired to do the same. I feel inspired when I go and do something new or novel or just have a new experience. I feel inspired when I create. Once I like just take one step. Like if you're in a rut of creating yourself, like just take one step. Sometimes when you just create the momentum of like doing one thing, then I start to feel the beautiful feelings of inspiration. That is like a drug to me. That is something I chase. Definitely, like talk about chasing shiny things, is the feeling of inspiration. So that is a huge thing that I'm manifesting, is just the feelings of inspiration. Also, other feelings I want: variety. I've noticed my soul really enjoys variety. And like I've mentioned many times in this season, sometimes I don't have a lot of variety in my days. But you know what I do have control over? Like what I do and how we like interact with our days. Yes, I may be stuck in like, I hate to say that, I'm not stuck. I may be in a circumstance where we have certain things that we do every single day, but the way I approach it and the energy I bring to it and the mindset I bring to it can be different. Not to mention, I'm looking outside right now, we're about to enter a completely different season. Does anything feel better than when we have spring weather in the dead of winter? Oh my goodness, it was so warm this last week, and I was like, I can feel myself coming back to life. Even though I preach about embracing winter on all of my platforms, like, yeah, winter got to me too this year. Winter, postpartum, everyone being like slightly sick, it gets to you. But like when it starts to get warm, when you feel that variety again, bless the seasons, oh my goodness, you can just feel yourself literally blooming back to life. So I am manifesting more variety in my life, and I can control that. That is something I can control, is how I can add like different things and different variations into our day, whether it's like the things we eat or the things we consume or the routes we take on our drive to school or the conversations I'm having, the people I'm connecting with. I can't control those things. I'm reminding myself of that right now because I forget too how much control I have over the things I do in my day to day. Because I think it's so easy to focus on the things we don't have control over, like, oh, I'm stuck in this situation, I'm stuck in this circumstance. No, you have so much control in all these areas. We just focus on the tiny parts that we don't have control over. So other feelings that I'm trying to manifest in this season: growth. This is happening whether I want it to or not, so I'm embracing it. And on a soul level, I love growth. Even though growth could literally feel like you're dying, like you're shedding your skin, you're exposed, you're vulnerable, you don't know who you are, you're in the abyss, like I talked about earlier. It can feel like you're dying. It is so scary to grow and change. But on the other side is so much fulfillment, like a deep soul fulfillment. So I'm really embracing the growth of the season. I think there's nothing, at least in my experience, that propels you into growth like becoming a mother. Obviously, I've been a mother for 3 years, almost 4 years, but like becoming a mother again and like being the mother to 2 souls is propelling my soul into so much growth and expansion. And when you fight that expansion, it hurts. It is so uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. Like I said before, it does feel like you're dying sometimes. I feel like I'm dying in 2 ways when it comes to growth. When I'm not growing, I do feel like I'm dying. And then through the growth, I also feel like I'm dying because it's scary. I'm not really selling growth, am I? That's not a good way to sell growth. Okay. It feels scary, but like think about roller coasters. Like we go on roller coasters because they're scary, or maybe you watch horror films because they're scary. We do things that are scary because like the thrill of it all. So can you look at the growth and the scary things you're going through as like more thrilling than scary? Like, what an interesting perspective shift for things that are scary in our life. They can be thrilling and exciting rather than scary. All right, so embracing the growth. I'm calling in more growth. I'm looking at growth in the eyes and I'm saying, I see you. I'm here for you. Let's do this. And with that, these last 2 feelings that I'm manifesting in this season are love and connection. Those are the things that are going to get us through the hard times, through the scary growth and the scary unknown, are connecting not only with ourselves, with our truest selves, with our highest self, which is always here, through the slow moments, through meditation, which I get. I have been putting aside meditation because I wake up last minute because I'm like trying to get as much sleep as I can and all of this. But like, don't overcomplicate meditation. It doesn't have to be something that you sit down and do. I'm like reminding myself of that in this season. It can be something you listen to in the car. You are in such a subconscious state when you're driving, especially driving to a place that you know how to get to. Like leverage that time. Use that time for deep breathing, for visualization, for tuning into your mantras or your affirmations for this season. Put on some slow music or some music that you really vibe to, some high vibe music that you just love. Use that as your meditation, or when you're walking or doing the dishes, doing something mundane. You're really tapping into your subconscious there. So that is a beautiful time to practice quote unquote meditation. You don't have to be sitting down silent and still like that. I'm not in the season for that. So I'm going to incorporate meditation and connection to love, which we all are at our core. We are all love at our core. during those mundane times. And also, not only like reconnecting with yourself, but reconnecting with your loved ones. Like, you're not in this alone. And I feel like during hard seasons, you can feel very alone and isolated, but you never are. Reach out to people, connect to people on, I don't even have this app, but WhatsApp. I know people use that. I use Marco Polo a lot, or just texting people, check in with people. Like, that is so soul filling, even for someone who thrives off being by themselves. I love my alone time, which I don't get a lot of, as you well know. I also thrive off connecting. Like, no matter how, what's the word? Introverted you are, we all need human connection. Even if you're the biggest introvert in the world, we need human connection. That is something I'm manifesting more of, is like just that connection feeling and community. Like, I would love to, which I really have been cultivating, a beautiful community here in St. Louis. We're lucky to be surrounded by so much family and like friends too that share this mindset of like just things that I'm into on here, that witchy mindset, that magical mindset. I'm wanting to really lean into those relationships and this community and those vibrations. And I was just watching a YouTube video of two people I love to follow, Raya and Louie. If you know them, you know that they just like moved to a community in Costa Rica, and they're just talking about how they're getting back to like the village concept, right? Like, that's how humans have lived for so long, being in villages, and now we're like in cities and houses and a little more isolated. And I'm like, that's so interesting. I feel like so many of us are craving that. And like I said, I love my alone time. I need my alone time, but also like, I think all of us are kind of heartbroken and ache for that community village aspect, especially mothers, right? Because there's that saying, like, it takes a village, right? And we're all like, where's our village? But I've seen a lot of people post too, like, can you be that village to other people? Like, if you're craving a village, can you be a village to other people? Like, show up for the people in your life, and don't shame yourself about this, because I feel myself having a lot of shame. Like, now having kids, I'm like, man, I was not there for the people that had kids in my life before I had kids, because you just don't know until you know. Like, always, what you put out, you get back. So if you're craving more of that village mentality, that community, like, can you create that with the actions that you take? So that is something that I'm manifesting more in this season, even though I don't know the big shiny stuff that I want to manifest. I guess this could be a big shiny thing, but like more community feelings with my family and as a mom and as a soul, just like leaning into those healing energies, because it really is healing to like connect with the people around you. All right, as always, this felt very rambly and all over the place, especially there's a perception of my sleep deprived mind, but I trust that it served someone out there. And if it did, again, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're feeling the same way, like you're not trying to chase any big manifestations right now, any big dreams. You're just trying to create more like peace and love and connection in your life and inspiration. Those are the things that I am focusing on for sure. And if you're curious what my intentions for this year were, because I did like set manifestation goals, or I hate to even call them goal, manifestation intentions for this year. I already mentioned one in the last episode, but that is magic. Like, I just want a more magical life. So I could have put that on my list. Like, I just want the feelings of magic in my life, like having gratitude for the small things and synchronicities. I love when synchronicities happen. I'm such a meaning maker. Like, when something interesting happens, I'm like, that's a sign from the universe, or like that is symbolic in some way. Like, for instance, this is so random, and I have so much compassion and love to the people that this affected, because it was devastating. But the place that Steven and I met, it's a bar in Springfield, literally burned down last weekend. And my mom and sister were texting me about it, and my first instinct was like, oh my gosh, this is symbolic. Like, this is the end of that era. And it's not even like I really go to that bar anymore, because one, I don't live in that city, and two, I'm not in my bar going season. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, well, first of all, I hope everyone's okay, which everyone was okay, besides like the emotional and mental and financial damage. But I was like, this is symbolic. And I'm like, man, now we can't take Luna and Arlo to the place that we met. It's such a fun story to tell. We'll still tell them the story. And of course, like, It's still there. It will just look different if they rebuild it. Anyways, side tangent. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, I'm always making things symbolic because my intention for the year is magic. Yeah, so I'm always like finding the magical meaning in things. That's just my intention for this year and the way that I want to see life and the way that I'm like leaning into seeing life this year. My other intentions for this year were to enjoy motherhood more, which I feel like this aligns with that. Just like leaning into the feelings that make me feel like a more alive and connected and loving human are going to make me enjoy motherhood. And then I guess you could say my big manifestation for this year was trying to get 1,111 subscribers on YouTube. So that's my personal YouTube channel, not this channel. But like, of course, if you're watching on YouTube for my Alignment Adventures podcast, please subscribe. That is such a beautiful free way to support my work, or any platform that you're listening to this on, Spotify, YouTube, whatever. So I guess that is like the one big shiny object that I'm trying to call in this year. But other than that, like, and making an income from my passions, which I have some ideas. So it's like, even though I'm saying I don't have any big things that I'm working towards, because I just don't have the time and energy to be like putting all my time and effort towards like these big manifestations. There are little things that I'm like, that'd be cool if it happened. So I do have some things cooking like always, because that's how my brain works. But all in all, I'm just trying to cultivate these feelings of inspiration, freedom, variety, growth, love, connection, magic. That's what I'm manifesting in this season. And I hope this inspires you to do the same. It doesn't have to be some big shiny thing. It can just be like more feelings of peace. I hope if nothing else, that's what this podcast gives you. Not that you need it, but permission to like not be in the chase of life, or not be like following the status quo, or not doing the things that everyone else is doing. Like truly creating your own reality, because you are creating your own reality. It's just a matter, are you doing it with intention, or are you doing it subconsciously? So I hope you got something useful and aligning and inspiring from this episode. If you did, like I said, leave it in the comments below. Share this episode with anyone that you think needs to hear this message. I am so grateful for every single one of you for just tuning into these episodes and giving me your time and energy and space. That is such a beautiful gift, and I receive it in such awe and reverence. I really do. Like I said, subscribe if you are new here, or if you've been a long time listener and you just haven't hit subscribe. Just double check and make that you are subscribed. Oh, one more thing I want to do. I forgot I was doing this, and it's been so long since I've done a podcast. I was like, I gotta do this. Okay, I have these beautiful, they're not even oracle cards. They're just like daily gratitude cards that I got for Christmas for my mom. So thank you, Mom. I love these cards. They're so beautiful. Let's pull one really quick. All right. I love the pictures too. Good friends warm the soul. Does that not connect what I was just talking about? Like 10 topics ago about connecting with friends and family. Okay, it's even a cute picture of a phone. So like, pick up your phone and stop scrolling social media. Delete social media if you need to. I just deleted mine and it felt so good. I was like, I can't delete social media. I have all these things to post. No, Lindsay, you can't delete social media. You need a mental break. You are mentally and emotionally exhausted, and that is not helping. Delete social media. So instead of picking up your phone to scroll, pick it up and connect with a loved one. Use this as your sign. And then the back it says, take a moment to reach out to a friend you don't get to see or talk to very often. Let them know you are thinking of them. Share with them why you cherish your friendship with them. True friends are like sunlight. Bask in their glow and give thanks. Perfect way to end this. Perfect way to end this. All right. As always, I'm sending you all so much love, all the highest vibes. And of course, I will see you in the next episode of Alignment Adventures.